Today I've got a review for you of the Tranya T2 True Wireless headphones. Today I'm looking at the Tranya T2 True Wireless headphones. So as the name implies, these are a true wireless headphones, which means there's no cable connecting the left earbud from the right one. They're pretty cheap, coming in at about $60, which is a decent price. So two quick disclaimers before we dive in. I did not get these as a review sample. I paid full price for them. And secondly, I've been on the hunt for the right Bluetooth headphones for years. And this review is really going to be specifically for runners and cyclists and athletes. I picked these up because they're getting popular, and this new trend of true wireless Bluetooth headphones coming in at $50 to $80 is really enticing to me. A couple of things you get with that though. These little units here have to contain all of the electronics, controls, battery, wireless communication, everything that they need to operate as headphones. Oftentimes that'll manifest as poorer battery life, poorer controls, or poor fit because there's nothing to really support the headphones in place. So we're going to start off with fit today because that to me is one of the biggest challenges with these little headphones. So like a lot of headphones these days, they come with multiple size earbud tips. Unlike a lot of headphones such as the ones from Jaybird and other generic brands that you see online, they don't actually have any sort of fin or anything to keep them in place. The only thing that's actually keeping them in your ear is the suction and the seal that exists between the earbud tip and your ear canal. So generally speaking, I do find these comfortable. They're very easy for me to put in. I can just simply lift my ear just like that. So I'll freely admit, I'm a pretty sweaty guy, especially when I run indoors on a treadmill. Unfortunately for me, once my ears started to get wet from the sweat, they would start to work themselves out a little bit. They're very comfortable and they seal well up until that rubber ear tip gets soaked with sweat. The other thing with these true wireless earbuds, because there's not a cable connecting them, there is more anxiety that exists. If they fall out, they're simply going to fall on the ground. I found myself actually pushing them back in my ear probably more often than I needed to, but I didn't want them to get to the point where they completely unsealed and then just fell off. So next we're moving on to battery life. It's actually really good. They're rated at 6 to 8 hours for the pair, which is consistent with my testing. I don't listen to music at a super loud level, but I was easily hitting 8 hours before I just called it and canceled the test. The second thing is when you do need to actually charge them, you just put them in the battery case, which is good for another 4 full charges. There's a lot of wireless earbuds that are only good for 4 to 5 hours. 4 hours is not enough for a lot of people to be able to finish a marathon, and you don't want your earbuds dying at mile 22. So for these guys at $60 to be getting 6 to 8 hours is actually really impressive. So next up is connectivity, and I gotta say, I just didn't have any problems with them. They worked and they worked well. The other thing is you can also actually connect these to 2 different Bluetooth devices, one to one device, one to another device. Each earbud just has one button, and that one button is intended to control all the functions of the device. So the way it works is generally pretty easy once you get used to it. You can hit either button on the left or the right earbud to play or pause your music. You hold the right one to skip to the next song for 2 seconds, and then you double tap the right one to turn the volume up and double tap the left one to turn the volume down. It's pretty simple on paper, but I gotta be honest, it didn't work super well for me in the real world, especially with the fit issues that I was having. It's not so much that I necessarily hate the button layout as it is, but the true wireless, meaning that there's one button that has to do it all, combined with my fit issues, made them so that I was pretty frustrated with it. The headphones are IPX5 certified, which officially means that they've resisted water from jets coming at all angles. That IP certification is on a scale, and I've got it on screen for you there. But basically, the higher numbers do not necessarily mean that it's more water resistant or less water resistant. I was actually pleasantly surprised with the audio quality of these. It's really clean, much louder than I expected it to be. Presence and the balance between the two is actually really, really good. With that said, in my opinion, there's way too much bass. I should have known this because they were called true bass headphones. The only way that I could really enjoy listening to these was going into my Spotify setting, adjusting the EQ and turning the bass way down. If these stayed in my ear, they'd become one of my favorite headphones really quickly. The price, the audio quality, the comfort, and the battery life is all nailed, and I think Tranya did a great job with them overall. If you decide you want to go ahead and check them out, there's a link in the description below. If you use that link, it doesn't cost you any extra, but it sends a few dollars to support the channel, which is going to allow me to bring more reviews to you like this in the future. If you have a question about these headphones or any of the other headphones I've ever used, go ahead and just leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And then I hope you subscribe and like this video. As always, when you're done with YouTube, go do a kick-ass workout of your own. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you on the next one.